Good evening, everybody. We're doing a live stream from the Soundhouse in Leicester, and tonight we have Mammal with us. Mammal being Jeeves, Cassidy.
Yeah.
Cassidy Rowe tonight, not Dan, not Beaumont.
Call me Eric.
Okay, Eric. Young George and Anya. Thank you very much for coming down tonight. I hope you enjoy the night, and we're certainly looking forward to hearing some of your music.
I'm really excited.
Could I just ask you, first of all, to give us a very quick history of Mammal? Where did it come from? I understand, I think, was it George and Eric started off together?
Yeah, we started, you were learning guitar, weren't you? And
yeah.
I was learning to growl to words. And Anya was the first drummer that we knew ever. So it's it was like, which drummers do we know? We don't know any drummers. Let's know some drummers. And my sister actually put me on to you.
I drummed in our school's production of Hairspray, so obviously I was a pro.
And you mentioned school. Was it Beecham College where most of you met?
No.
No?
Way back.
Oh, right.
Back when we were ickle kids at St. John's. But I met Jeeves at Beecham College.
Yeah.
But that's the fake story we tell the interviewers. Really, we were conjured by magicians.
Ah, right. That makes sense, actually. Okay. Now, originally, I think, did you start off being called Sleeping with Rapture?
Sleeping through Rapture.
Through Rapture.
We changed because of people like you.
That's good. I like to have that effect on people.
Yeah.
So will you thank me later?
Yeah.
At the bar. So why the change of name? Apart from me.
It was just so 13-year-old,
Sleeping through Rapture.
Yeah.
I don't know, it sounded like one of the bad emo bands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which we aren't.
How would you describe your music?
Good emo.
We say witch punk and goblin crust.
You do on your Facebook page, yeah?
Somewhere between folk and punk and
Death metal.
Definitely some death metal.
And who would you say your influences are?
So many. All of us listen to such different music. I used to listen to the Indigo Girls all the time, and Slipknot, George.
Yeah.
So much Slipknot.
I think Jack White's my biggest influence.
I think collectively though, Arcade Fire's one we really like all together, and the Antlers is another band.
And do you feel as though you take from your influences, or do you borrow bits from them?
When I try to write, I try to really put myself outside of that, because it's almost too high a standard. Like the bands you like, you don't want to try and do it because you'll never do it as well, and it just kind of puts it down on everything. So I try and forget. So everything creeps in. I mean, everything you see and hear will end up in it, but it's not a conscious thing.
So you're definitely not a covers band?
No, not yet.
Well, we do have a cover coming up, but...
Okay. One of the things that I've certainly noticed in your music is that it has definitely evolved over, I don't know, the 3 years I've certainly seen you. Is that a conscious thing, or is that just what naturally happens within a band?
We used to be really bad. And now we're not.
I think it was we almost had not a goal, but we're writing, accidentally stumbling across different styles of music and liking that more, so gravitating more towards certain feels and styles and things like that. I think there was ways that we could articulate some of our heavier songs better, because our heavy songs were really bluesy, and I wonder if we can take some of this more beautiful stuff and make that the aggressive stuff, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So that
we were so young when we started playing, we didn't really know how to work together as a band. And
none of us had been taught an instrument, really.
No, we learned through the band.
So you're all self-taught musicians?
Yeah, pretty much. You've
I
had
had drum
the odd
lessons.
lessons.
I only had a bass for a month before I tried to play with you guys.
Yeah.
I think we learned around each other though, and that's a lot to that's where a lot of the unique style comes from, is because the only thing we know to play by is each other.
Yeah. Whenever someone else is jammed with us or anything, it's been what's going on? we can only make stuff because we know what we're thinking, because we can't say it in musical theory.
Yeah.
We can just we've got to kind of predict what we mean.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is one of the words I hear quite often used to describe Ash Mammal. I mean, you can't have lots of uniques. You're either unique or you're not. But you are different from the norm. You're not bog standard indie rock. Again, is that just because, as you've discussed, the way that you've come together rather than a conscious decision?
Probably. A big part about a big thing we stand for is just kind of like not being contrived and really just doing it without thinking what's going to come next or what fits into this genre, or like, oh, that's what they're doing, we'd better do something like that.
And as you come up, I think you're looking at another album soon, aren't you? And writing new music. Are you consciously trying to change your sound, or again, is it just what the four of you come together with?
I think more we're kind of identifying what like the most palatable elements of the music is, but still keeping it really fresh and unique, but kind of finding things that work better for us and that the audience kind of say that they get more out. I don't know, you know.
And what is your writing process as a group then? Because it sounds quite eclectic the way you mix together.
I usually get a few bones together and then we'll come to the studio and me, Jason, and Anya would make a bit of a skeleton, and Cass is really like the flesh man, so he chucks the skin on those bones. And we've got
that was very rehearsed, wasn't it?
Literally.
We've got a ragty old corpse together, and then we'll drag it through some bins.
And how prolific are you in writing? Do you specifically come together to write, or do you see something, hear something that just triggers a song in you? And
I'd say we're pretty prolific as bands go. Like, if I'm on a good day, I'll probably write an EP a day of 4 or 5 songs.
yeah.
Those are nice days.
And how long does it take you from that day of starting off writing those songs to having them in a format that the whole band's happy with and ready to perform?
A long time.
It really depends on the song. Like sometimes we'll be jamming and come across like a riff we really like, and I will develop that in like 1 or 2 band practices, and then some of our more complicated songs might take a lot longer to develop. Like it will get all separate parts and different instruments and try and experiment with lots of different things.
Or like all the other guys will love it and I'll hate it, and we'll have to turn it inside outside and just shake it around until all of us like it.
So that is a prerequisite. You must all like the song. You couldn't have 3 people saying this is brilliant and one person having to carry it.
That's a big thing for me, that we all like, we've all got to want to do it to, like this. We're not leaving anyone behind in anything.
Yeah. Okay. And I think, Anya, recently you specifically wrote a song, didn't you? I think at one of the gigs it's been billed as... was it one that you sort of led the writing in?
I've written 2 riffs, which was one for Blood Sugar and one for Polyamorous Me. But
That's the one I was thinking of, Polyamorous Me.
goes to Cass for the lyrics there.
So what was it that was sort of suddenly sparked it in you to come up with those songs?
I'm not sure. I think I had like these riffs that I'd been playing on the guitar. I'm not very good at guitar, but I usually just pick up and play whatever I can, and I just made up some chords, and then it just became a song, and I'm not sure how. And then I gave it to these guys, and they turned it into a lot better than it originally was.
And do you write music, as in actually writing it down like sheet music, or do you just always have it in your heads?
Have it in our heads.
I don't think any of us can even read music, so it
takes ages. Like if we've got kind of just a demo recording of the song, then we forget how to play it. There's meticulous like, oh, what note are you playing there? No, that's not working.
Yeah.
It takes so long.
Oh, that's horrible.
And how do you see yourself standing in the Leicester music scene at the moment?
We've been a bit off radar lately, so I don't know where we are.
Yeah, hiding in the shadows.
We've got a slot at Simon Says in the summer.
Yeah.
And we've got this gig at the Donkey on Friday.
This coming Friday at the Donkey? Okay.
I don't know what time.
Okay, in the evening.
And will you be playing some of your new songs at that one?
Hopefully.
Okay. Well, on that note, can we ask you for the first of the songs that you're going to be playing for us tonight? If you could play us a couple?
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be lovely, thank you.
So it's Kitchen Taste. shotgun, and Coochie takes a bullet for the last one. We're ever gonna make it heading west. And blood delivers food for your fever, turns us into nocturnal creatures. You left me all alone in the dark of the day. Still a martyr. And I was complacent. I let your hotel room go vacant. Shoot me in the head with a shotgun. Coochie takes a bullet for the last one. We're ever gonna make it heading west. Blood delivers food for your fever, turns us into nocturnal creatures. You left me all alone in the dark of the day. Checked out not long ago. I trust she's fine. I know she's fine. She's sleeping fine, though she's sleeping next to nobody. She's sleeping fine, though she's sleeping next to nobody. She's sleeping fine, though she's sleeping next to nobody. She's sleeping fine. She's sleeping next to me. She's sleeping fine, though she's sleeping next to me. Thanks.
Thank you.
So that was a song called Kakakuchi, which is being released in April. And this next is a new one called I Love the Way You Taste.
Or just taste.
Or just taste.
Usually your words don't have much effect on me.
I turn concrete.
Love the way you taste after
me, darling, I forget to breathe.
Remind me, please.
Your daddy fingers, your filthy smile.
Thank you very much. So are those 2 new songs?
Yeah, pretty new. They're not as new as our new stuff.
How new is new?
This afternoon.
You wrote them this afternoon. Very impressive. Just going back to your last album, or your first album, Blood Sugar.
Yeah.
How was the launch of that?
That was spectacular. Spectacular.
That was at the Y Theatre, was it?
Mm.
It was
Okay.
so much fun. It was, yeah, we did all this theatrical stuff and we had someone like throw roses at the stage. It was really fun.
We built some props as well. We
Yeah.
had like some stage blocks and stuff to climb all over, and the audience was huge, and that was really cool.
Is theatre in your act quite an important part of Ash Mammal?
Yeah. I think all stemming from our obsession with musicals. No, I just think it's really important to have if you're a live band, actually do something when you're, doing a live show. That's not just trying to do all the songs, because why else would you go to a show unless people are going to freak the fuck out?
And I mean, I've seen you at various shows, and you seem to come along with different identities at different shows. Is that a mood thing, or is it a conscious choice before a gig?
I think me in particular, people have said like, "Oh, that's very much related to your mood." Mood. Mood. I don't know. I think we just like dressing up in different ways and being silly.
And I mean, what sort of feedback do you get from your fans when you dress up and introduce theatrics into your act?
In an ideal world, I'd like all our fans to come to Ash Mammal shows with eye makeup and painted nails and weird tights. But I think they're very accepting of all our different.
You have a very loyal fan base, don't you? Because again, I've heard a few promoters say that when they put your gigs on, they know there's going to be a good crowd if it's an Ash Mammal gig.
Yeah.
It amazes me. It's so humbling that kind of people we don't know, because I think that's the majority of the people that come now are the people that they're almost friends of friends of friends who came just over the years, and we've accumulated this, as you say, really dedicated fan base. And
then we've got some really lovely people like Kevin Hewick and Dean Jackson beating the drum for us and spreading the word to important people like it that got us onto BBC Introducing and played on the radio in Nottingham, and so it's good to have people that are actually going out and doing things for us as well.
Well, you have 1 or 2 relatively influential people around Leicester really pushing you, which has got to be encouraging.
Yeah.
I mean, when you want to play gigs, do you consciously kind of ration your number of gigs? Because I guess for all bands, ideally you'd like to play at least every week, but by the same token you can't expect people to come out every week. How do you decide at what sort of level to pitch it?
So, how much money we get from the gig. Really.
Nothing mercenary
If
then.
there's a lot, we'll do
Usually it's
it.
like a drink or two for free, though, let's be honest.
I don't know, I think it's because we did start out doing like a lot of gigs when we kind of started gigging. But now we're kind of just like holding off a bit and making sure that kind of each one is really something special rather than just going and playing a set.
Yeah.
Um,
So you're not overexposing yourselves, and you're being a little bit picky now about what you play.
yeah.
Yeah. What from the band's point of view, because there are obviously different people involved in gigs, there's the venues, the promoters, the fans, the band. What is the band's take on your music as an art form at the moment? It doesn't tend to be particularly well paid, does it?
I don't think you can expect it to, like in the current economic climate.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Mr. Osborne. Eric Osborne.
Eric Osborne. I think it's just important that you can do the shows in the first place. Like, we're very lucky that we have the people that want to put us on that we do. I don't know. We can be a bit picky now. I think it's still. What am I saying?
You do have to be like, it does seem you have to get really huge before it can be a day job.
Yeah.
That's a given. Like we've got jobs now.
What, even Eric?
Even Eric's got a job.
No.
Stacking shelves.
Go up for it.
Eric the Bricky.
I had to cut my hair off.
Oh no. And what about things like merchandising? Is that sort of a byproduct, or do you actively try and push that now?
If we have t-shirts we'll bring to a gig, like, buy it, please. We need money.
And with your first album, how do you decide as a relatively new band on the scene what sort of how the sort of numbers copies you're going to burn off or have printed?
We only did kind
pressed?
of one run and just we're still kind of living off of that a bit now. Because we've now kind of retracted the.
Yes,
that
you've
first
deleted the album, haven't you? Tell us a bit about that. Why have you done that?
We had an advice man tell us it wasn't produced quite well enough for kind of today's.
Not because of the
know.
producer, because of us. 'Cause we're fussy.
Yeah.
We want
Honestly, producer is a sweetheart.
Deadline Studios.
That the songs weren't quite there yet and things like that. We kind of took it back, chose a couple off that and another new one.
But is that not part of the evolution of a band, that your first album isn't going to be perfect?
I think that's true, but yeah, it's true. we're probably going. I think we probably at some point, once we're released something we're 100% happy with, and maybe we get a bit more success, we'll probably release it again and make it known that this was a project that we've moved on from and we've improved a lot, and we just didn't feel like the album represented us in the best light it could.
So you'll actually re-record it?
I don't
know?
maybe. I
Yeah.
mean, we might just release it and say this is what we used to be like, but understand that we're better now.
Is it something of a collector's item now?
We're hoping it could be. That's part of it.
I've still got a ton of. I did some tape cassettes of it that
Yes.
we kind of deleted it all before I could sell any of them. I've still got a ton of tape cassettes though, which I'm going to wait until we're really famous.
Even more collectible.
Yeah.
And the copy that George was getting signed for me by all of the band, that's going to be incredibly valuable.
I get on that show.
Where have I heard that before? So tell us a bit now about, you're working on another album. What stage are we at with that?
Nowhere.
we're just writing so much at the moment.
I think once we've got like 100 songs under our belt, we're just gonna like cut it right down.
So you're that prolific. You've got tens of songs, and you've then got to cut it down to what you think will make a good album.
Yeah.
He's like a machine. He writes like 5 a day. It's ridiculous. And they're all good, so it's like, what are we going to do? We can't write all these songs. Stop it.
That's
How
the
do
only
you
time
choose?
anyone's ever
Yeah.
be nice to me.
It's still a complaint.
So when is this next album due? Will it be out this year?
I
No.
think 2018.
Hey. No, we gotta start being strict with ourselves sometime soon. But it's hard to say.
We'll see. We'll try and be sensible. We'll,
So it's a possibility this year.
December like 30th or something.
Just before New Year's Eve. In terms of playing, I think you're now also going into a phase of trying to spread your wings a little bit, of going more around the country.
Yeah, we've been arranging a tour. Particularly want to get up to Leeds because we've got some friends in bands up there who they came down to support us at the Musician recently.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of
Of Colours?
Of Colours, yeah. They're really cool.
Yeah.
So we're hopefully going up to do a show with them.
Where have you played outside of Leicester?
Nottingham.
Yes, you played that recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Good experience.
Were you the first band on?
Yeah, I think we were.
No.
Were we?
Yeah.
There was a sound check, Anya.
Oh, okay. No, yes, we were the first band on.
And what kind of, was there a reasonable crowd there?
My cousins, or my Nottingham
Both of
cousins.
them.
There was a reasonable crowd.
There was a good
actually.
crowd,
It's
yeah.
That's good.
And what reaction did you get from them? Because presumably they hadn't been exposed to Ash Mammal before.
You're gonna make us admit that
Got a few
we
head
didn't do a
nods.
very good show. No, I'm kidding.
No, I don't. I don't know what show you did, but what was the reaction from the crowd?
They loved it completely.
They all bought the
started
CD.
crying, throwing their clothes at us.
One man tore out an eyes.
Because how do you take it as a band if you go to a gig and there aren't that many people there, either your first band on or it just happens to be a
You
gig
just
where
go,
not many.
fuck it, I'm gonna do
Darn it.
just darn it. We're
Go
gonna do
drat.
a good show.
They
And
tend to be the ones where we freak out the most,
they're
I
the
think,
best.
because no judgments from the man and the dog.
You just see it as practice.
Yeah.
It's a little bit sad, but please come to our gigs.
Don't take it too personally.
Yeah.
Okay, so what have you got lined up for the next few months? I think you mentioned you've got a gig at the Donkey this Friday.
Yeah.
Did I mention that?
Yeah.
Shall I mention it again?
earlier.
Any more gigs then?
Well, we're trying to get this tour together first, and I think we'll probably do a big single release with the tracks we've just recorded.
All right.
At the end of the tour, I think.
Yeah.
A big homecoming show. Other than that, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Could we ask you to do us another couple of songs then, please?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Let's start with that one.
$400. Okay. This one's a. Are we going? We're waiting. Can we talk? Oh. I thought you were doing a thing.
Have you picked, George?
This one's a Lord cover called 400 Lux.
Or Lou. I thought about
Lou.
that. Is it
Ooh.
Lou or Lux? Lux.
I've never heard it pronounced Lou before.
Lou is
400 Lou's.
Is it LUX?
Yeah.
That's Lux then, yeah.
Okay.
Like look.
Luxembourg.
Yeah, or Luxembourg.
As in luxury.
Yes. Maybe Lux.
Okay, you're ready. Never done with killing time. Can I kill it with you? Got a veins of red and blue. Come around here all the time. Got lots and I do. Can we kill it with you? You pick me up and take me home again. Head out the window again. We're hollow like the bottles that we drink. You drape your wrist over the steering wheel. Horses can drive from here. We might be hollow, but we're free. And I like you. I love these roads where the houses don't change. Where we can talk like there's something to say. I'm glad that we stopped kissing the tar on the highway. In these free streets, I like it if you say I wear long sleeves. And here comes everybody, orange juice. Getting good at this. Jeans of clean teeth. I can tell that you're tired, but you keep the car on. Pick me up and take me home again. Head out the window again. We're hollow like the bottles that we drink. You drape your wrist over the steering wheel. Horses can drive from here. We might be hollow, but we're free. And I like you. I love these these roads where the houses don't change, where we can talk like there's something to say. I'm glad that we stopped kissing the tar on the highway. We're moving these tree streets. I like it if you stay. I like it if you stay. I like it if you stay.
You broke my guitar.
Sorry. This next song is. It is. There's a little acoustic interlude bit into, well, not acoustic, into a song called "Talking Like Porn Stars."
No, into a song called Bigger Than Death.
It's into a song called. It's a song called "Bigger Than Death."
Because we are.
Okay.
Rain come, displace all I'm feeling again. T-10. You are my friend, the only one I have. Rain come, displace all I'm feeling again. T-10. You are my friend, the only one I had.
Drinking cola after cola while my mama sleeps around. Smoking cigarettes on corners while my dad's nowhere to be found. Swollen thumbs, red skies, I felt instantly bereft. But when I feel it, oh I feel it. We're bigger than death. We're bigger than death. Drinking cola after cola while my mama lays in bed. Smoking cigarettes on corners while I'm waiting for my dad. Sunken sun, blue eyes, I felt instantly bereft. But when I feel it, oh I feel it. We're bigger than death. We're bigger than death. Oh, Mr. Instructor, won't you instruct me? Tell you how to back up. I know you want me and that you touch me, but I'm not into that stuff. Oh, I know, but won't you just leave me alone? Oh, I know, but I don't know how to say no. Drinking cola after cola while my mama lays in bed. Smoking cigarettes on corners while I'm waiting for my dad. Sunken sun, blue eyes, I felt instantly bereft. But when I feel it, oh I feel it. We're bigger than death. We're bigger than death. Bigger than death. We're bigger than death.
Thank you very much. Coming back to your live act, because it is very enjoyable as a fan, can I ask the rest of you, say Jeeves, what do you think when you see Dan giving it full bore live? Do you think, thank God we've got Dan doing that? Or do you think, oh, I wish I was doing that?
Cass.
Yeah, that's when he hits me and knocks over the djembe, and I'm like playing bass and holding the djembe at the same time, and I've got my foot supporting the drum because it's moving forward, and I'm sort of just.
It's like a game of Twister
That's
for
what
you,
makes
isn't it?
we really love the shows with the small stages though, because
Do we?
because when everything's falling over and we're trying to hold it all together, that's where all the drama comes from, and
Yeah.
that's where the beautiful stuff happens.
Not planned, everything just falls apart.
Fun.
And Dan, Eric, Cassidy, Beaumont. I think I got them all in there. I mean, for you as a front man, you are, without trying to bull you up, a very good front man. Is that something you work at, or is it a natural thing for you?
I think it's born of lots of pent-up aggression. And I think, like, it all kind of comes out there. It's like a big...
Release?
Yeah.
So it kind of builds up between gigs,
Yeah.
and then you get your fix at the gig, let it all go,
Yeah.
and then...
I always feel loads more, like, okay when there's been a lot of gigs recently.
Yeah.
But no, it just comes. I try and, like George was saying about try and be completely as uninhibited as possible. It's just trying to like tap into that, like the id, like the child in you, and just do.
If we
Do
could
what
just
happens
have
then.
4 toddlers on stage,
It would. Yeah.
but then we wouldn't get the money.
That's a music video.
I thought you didn't get the money anyway.
No, that's true. I
Um,
suppose if we were the parents of those toddlers, maybe that's what we should do.
Have kids.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Live through them.
Poor kids.
they'd get very confused with Dan as a father. They wouldn't know what to call him. Sorry, Eric. Sorry, Beaumont. Cassidy. And when you're up on stage, again, you'll have to forgive my ignorance. Can you see the audience, or are the lights generally blinding you? Are you kind of connecting with the audience visually, or are you just knowing they're there and feeling the vibe back?
I can never see the audience because of the smoke. There's usually
Yeah.
a smoke machine. All these guys flaming around.
I stare at the tallest person.
You are a starer, aren't you? The death stare.
I see that.
I don't know. I think it depends on the show as well. Like if we're kind of really on form and everything's feeling really good, then jumping into the audience tends to be a guarantee. But there's some times where I think we're all a bit reclusive and we're just I don't know. We're just like having a good time on our own. If you know, I think the good shows are where like the audience is really responsive and you're kind of interacting with them and they're part of the show as well.
Yeah.
But there's the ones where everyone's a bit quiet, which is fine, but it just means that there's not that same connection.
And do you see a quiet audience as a challenge, and you think, right, we're really going to do something that makes this audience sit up and take notice and participate, or?
They're usually only quiet because they're so shocked by our beauty.
True. They're there with open
I'm
mouths.
sure that's what's happening.
Do they ever get over the shock?
Not for days. Not for their entire lives.
No one has yet.
Post-traumatic stress disorder, I just seen Ash Mammal.
Post-traumatic
They were
ash mammal
beautiful.
disorder.
They're still standing in the same spots in these venues.
Yeah.
Rooted to the spot.
We've left them there in
The
Nottingham.
cleaners have to go around them.
Can you remember your early gigs? Did you have a lot of nerves? I mean, you may still have nerves. I don't
I
know. They
remember
say
them too well.
I was watching a video actually of one we did. We had our old bassist, and I was watching this video back, and I was cringing so much. I think we had confidence though. I think we were really cocky. We're the best band in the world.
And what about now? Do you still have nerves when you go on stage, or?
It varies show to show. Depends
Yeah.
on where we are and who we're playing to and what the circumstances are. I think.
Generally, I think we're quite calm about it.
Yeah.
Any nerves we have, I think we turn into like energy for the show though.
Positive energy.
Yeah.
Nervous,
Yeah.
actually.
Well, they do say if you're not nervous about something, you're not going to do it properly, don't they? You need to have that bit of nerves
Yeah.
because it shows you care about it. What do you think of the current music scene? If we're sort of talking a little bit more globally, UK, the people like Ed Sheeran, who does seem to get knocked quite a bit. What are your thoughts on that kind of rise to stardom?
Dan has very strong opinions on this.
Let's hear them.
I just hate everyone. you said
Shall we
this.
get-
You thought like he's gonna go on a rant. I don't know. I have this.
Go on, do it, Dan.
Cass!
Right. Cass.
It's Cassidy!
Eric?
Okay.
Eric, man, keep with it.
Do a big rant.
No, I don't know. I think it's really wrong of me because I think I'm a bit.
Of a hipster.
It's not hipster at all. It's like, oh, this band doesn't have enough emotion in. They're not feeling it. You can hear that they're not feeling it. Or they're completely ripping off everyone. And I have a thing about, look, you can hear in his vocals, he's not giving it all he's got. Why are they even famous? I just have a lot of...
He's trying to sound like Alex Turner. They're trying to sound like the White Stripes.
So you feel it's all rather derivative?
You can hear it.
I have conflicting views. I disagree.
You love everyone,
I love
Yeah.
everyone.
except us.
Well, I guess those views conflicting within the band help you give what you've got rather than everybody just thinking,
Yeah.
it's all very
I think
samey.
me and Anya are a bit poppier than the
Yeah.
other guys.
I don't know. I'm not saying, like...
Ocean.
Sorry? Oh,
There's some like real gems though. Like when you come across something, and like I think bands who do something a bit different tend to do things very different and really special.
So
I
who
think,
do you admire?
I'm really into like the American underground kind of punk scene and emo, the good emo. My favourite band at the moment is The World Is a Beautiful Place and I'm No Longer Afraid to Die. They're just the most like goosebumps on your back and just lovely sounds and lyrics and melodies and everything like that.
When you say melodies, that doesn't sound particularly punky. I remember you mentioning them to me and I did look them up.
punk has changed, Trav.
Oh, right.
Punk is in 4 chords.
Just me that hasn't.
Yeah. Back in the dark ages, man.
Imagine Viking punk.
Punk is like the
Oh,
most
God.
musically advanced like genre.
I think
Punk.
so. I think punk is kind of because even just the fact that the attitude in it, it's like,
Yeah.
So I think
so
it's,
much political background to it as well. So.
it's just about freedom and expression, and that's I think punk is because where it is.
Do you know the film The Matrix?
Yeah.
Do you remember where Morpheus offers Neo the 2 pills?
The red pill and the blue pill.
If I offer you the red pill and you keep your independence, but you maybe don't crack it at sort of, 25% likely, or you take the blue pill, you are going to be famous, you're going to be an Ed Sheeran, whoever, but you're going to have to follow the corporate line. Which pill would you take?
There's a corporate.
I'm gonna be really mad if someone says blue pill.
Which one's which again?
The blue pill is the corporate pill. You have to. You have to.
Shit. Take the wrong one.
That'll be the end of Ash Mammal. You can't take the blue pill. So, what are your feelings about your long-term or medium-term future? Do you see yourselves definitely staying together over the next 5 years?
It's all I want to do.
Yeah.
Same. Sorry, Mum.
And what do you set goals? Do you have targets? Are there things that you think realistically you can achieve, or?
I wish we did. Just
We're all
so.
quite pessimistic.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like 45, just in the shed.
Yes. I think
Reinventing punk.
the one goal we've got is like one day. Right, we're just paving the way to Glastonbury. One day.
One day we'll play Glastonbury.
Climbing up this tree with no branches. And
It might be like the smallest tent. Or we might actually just go
Set
in
up a
there
tent
with
of
some
our own.
acoustic guitars.
Yeah.
So
plus-
Glastonbury would be the zenith of your achievements, you feel?
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
As what? Just any performance at Glastonbury or headlining?
any performance.
Well, headlining would be nice. You know, that'd be fun.
You have applied, I think, haven't you?
I am living in a dream world.
I think you might have.
You did the application.
Yeah.
Any news back yet?
No.
No.
James
We're too edgy. We're too edgy.
So it could be this year.
Maybe.
So if you achieved that this year, you'd have to set new goals.
I suppose.
Financial
that be?
stability.
Reading and
Good.
Leeds. I
Yes.
suppose that's before Glastonbury.
And that's what
Why haven't we said Reading and Leeds now?
Because we're like children.
I've got a really good idea. You know, did you see the news story that there's the people being sent to Mars to like colonize it? New goal.
Ashman will go to Mars.
Just
Band on
headline
Mars.
Mars.
That'd be amazing.
feature-length film.
Okay, well, unfortunately, we're kind of running out of time. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to all of you for coming along and giving us some music and sharing your views. I'd like to thank the Soundhouse as well for hosting us. I'd like to thank Bav and Joe for helping out on the audio side and on the production. I'd like to thank Greg for his ongoing patronage, and thanks to Ali and Kevin for bringing you along. Anything you'd like to say before you do your final song for us?
I'd like to thank you, Trevor.
Oh, thank you.
It's been such a wonderful.
Just want to say, watch out, world.
Send
For
us
Ash Mammal.
£5 million to our PayPal, please. That's it.
I'll pass it on. Well, thank you very much, and please, everybody, if you're watching, get out and see Ash Mammal this Friday, or at one of the future gigs, or just get out to a gig generally.
Sporting the Great Goldwater.
Thanks a lot. This is the last one. It's called Talking Like Porn Stars.
You're in.
Hold on. I'd like to thank... We're really sorry, post-war glamour girls. You'll know why.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
can we?
Should we explain that?
No.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Talking like porn stars. We can go all night, baby. We can go all night. Trust me, you're talking to a porn star, and I like you. But let's pretend not to, just for tonight. You feel good, that's good for me. It's happening, it's happening. You want in my body, but you get in my soul. You unholy thing, not forgetting anything, never starting over, never getting colder. We tried it twice last night, never ended how we lied. You want in my body, but you get in my soul. You unholy thing, not forgetting anything, never starting over, never getting older. We tried it twice last night, never ended how we lied. It ends as it begins, a sorry day. Another opportunity to do no harm. The undisputed champion in a life that's not worth living. We are all to blame. We are all to blame. We are all to blame. Talking like porn stars. We can go all night, baby. We can go all night. Trust me, you're talking to a porn star, and I like you. Let's pretend not to, just for tonight. You feel good, that's good for me. It's happening, it's happening. Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.